everybody, welcome to Try It Out Tuesday. How are you doing? Well, I hope. Okay, let me just put my phone on to silent and then we're going to get started. We're going to wait for a few more people to join in. Hopefully Sam will rock up so that she can do links to anything I might be, well, to anything I am using, not might be using. And then we can get going. My seat's stuck. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Alright, so tonight we're going to be doing some art journaling. Oh, and I can hear myself talking. Hello Alison, hello Rachel, there's Sammy, hello Caroline. Right, so here's the thing. Unsurprisingly, I've lost something in my craft room. You know my notebook that I was doing notebook art journaling in to show you could art journal in a notebook? Yeah, it's vanished. I can only assume at this point it's ran away. Because it wants to live somewhere cleaner and tidier. But that's okay. Because it has provided me with an opportunity. As I see it. I have not, I think, ever done a Try It Out Tuesday where I have used one of the MDF journals. So I thought we'll start small. Okay. So I've got the round tab MDF collection journal. Okay. So if you haven't seen these before, these are made from laser cut MDF. Okay. It's like a Medite MDF. It's all FSC approved. Okay. Perhaps it's gone Christmas shopping. Oh, I do hope it's getting me something nice. If it is. In fairness, I'd rather it just came back. You have 5 pages. Okay. There are 2 other designs. Ones that have got indents. And one that's got square tabs, okay, and they're all on the Bee Crafty website. And you get 2 book rings with these. Now, one of the best ideas I've seen with these as well, if you want to make them bigger, actually came from Hayley Weston. She was talking when we were talking about the tag MDF journals that we do. And she was saying what you could do if you wanted to expand it out would be to add in paper pages between the leaves. Do you know what I mean? You could add in paper pages, or you could just save those till later. And then, for example, add in paper pages front to back and things like that. So you could make your journals go further. You just need more book rings. So I always thought that was a pretty cool idea. But like I say, it just occurred to me. I haven't done anything. So I have sort of over-prepared because I think 3 dragonflies is going to be a bit much on one of these. Okay, so we probably are only going to need the one. But yeah, I've used the Doodle Art Dragonflies. If you haven't seen those before, these are the Doodle Art Dragonfly stamps. You've got lots of little accessories on there, as well as, of course, your main dragonfly. You've got this stem here that's really handy, and then this leaf is a separate stamp. So you can use that to build up other things. But yeah, so I made 3. So I was going to go in my notebook. But as it's run away, that will not be today. But that's all right, because it's things for the photo box. But I have kept all 3 out because of what I wanted to show you. That was a bit. I thought I'd do a putty cat. Okay, is they're all the same but different. Okay, so these have been just watercolor painted with Distress Oxide. That was Rustic Wilderness and Mustard Seed. Okay, and then with the white highlights put on after. Now, if you look, like I say, it's all using those 2 colours, but there's all slightly. It's all in a slightly different order, and the white detail has been done slightly differently on each one. Okay, and that's just to add a bit of variation on the theme. But I've kept all 3 of them out because I currently don't know which one I'm going to be using on my page. So, what I also, after I coloured those in, I was just feeling a bit yellow and green. Whilst I was colouring those in, and picking those themes, I found this lovely piece of paper. Now, this was done when we launched the new Grandes to show you the pattern. I thought, oh, that's nice. That goes. I mean, it's a bit of a more of a bluey green, more like of an evergreen bow type look. But I still think it's lovely. So I thought, I'll get that. It will still work. And then I've got this piece of catalyst paper in my catalyst paper box. So I thought we could use those. Like I say, I was planning on a larger project, but that's all right. So my thought is, I'm going to do this with a different doodle art on each page. So I'm actually going to start here. So I'm just going to move these others to the side. And I'm going to try very hard to keep the location of my book rings. So when I've lost these, they're in the tub with my mini misters when I ask you, okay? So yeah, so we'll start. This is just something I do, and I do it in whatever I'm art journaling in, truth be told. We're going to start on page 2. Because we are. Now, with this MDF, I will say, it takes ink and paint really, really well. You don't have to seal it. You don't have to prime it. Unless you're using a pale coloured ink, you don't have to gesso it. Lots of people like to, in terms of prepare the surface. But I'm just telling you, you don't have to. And I'm an impatient person, and I want to be putting paper on top, so I'm probably not going to bother. All right? I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm saying I'm not going to. That's all. All right. So what I'm going to do with this lovely geometrics, I was just seeing if I could find the other ones. To anyone that missed the Grandes, I did also do, after I had inked this, I did also do like I spritzed it and then put it over, so you can see it works just brilliantly. And this is one of my favourite things to get when I invert the templates, the inkables, when they've been inked. It's sort of like this outline. I just think it looks brilliant. I think it's such a brilliant effect. Look, you can see it there and there as well. Definitely not to be sniffed at. It also looks really good doing that with big ones, I think. Because you've just got the scale. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So, with this beautiful piece of paper with our geometrics on, we're going to rip it up. Okay, I'm going to rip down there. And then I'm going to rip that edge. I think I may, with this, go directly over the top and then add some of this. Yeah. So I'm going to use my collage medium. My collage matte medium. Okay. Like I was saying, you can absolutely a little bit of water in that. Prime this, paint directly on it, stamp directly on it, all that sort of thing. It's a lovely smooth surface. But for me, if I'm covering it with paper anyway, why would you? It's just making extra work for yourself, in my opinion. Okay, I'm going to line that up. We're going to just smooth that. It's big raining. I wouldn't know from in my craft room though, would I? It's a cupboard in the middle of my house. I wouldn't be able to tell. Okay. Yes, funnily enough, I was talking to a lady not so long ago. We were talking about craft rooms, and she went, "Oh, but it must be brilliant to have you know, a nice big craft room." And I was like, "I don't have a nice big craft room." I said, "Don't get delusions of grandeur with my craft room. It's an oversized cupboard." I call it a room because it does have a door. Well, it actually has 2 doors. Well, it would have 2 doors if I hadn't taken one off, because it's so small, so it just got in the way. So I just took a door off. Okay. So I'm just going to work across these edges. Okay. So you can already see the outline. Okay. Now, there are options. Okay, you can leave that to dry. You can cut round it. You can. Now, what I like to do is sand it off. But all I'm saying is, my notebook has run away with my emery boards. I can only assume it's like a take me with you sort of situation. But you know, here we are. So I'm just going to gently just peel these out. It's going to be a bit rough to start, but that's okay. That's why I kept brushing the edges so much. Just to and then clear them up with an emery board after. Okay, and that's the thing. So using something like a catalyst paper on your MDF, I mean, look, it's pretty, you know, obviously it needs tidied up, I'm not insane, but look, it's done, and you've got all that texture. Now, you can see the brown coming through, but that's because I did get it wet. So that's one of those, if you really don't want that and you want a really bright back behind with the catalyst paper, you might want to put some gesso on, but I'm covering it anyway, and when it dries, it'll be absolutely fine. Okay, and then I'm going to get a paintbrush with a thin handle, find where the holes are, and just poke straight through. And that's the holes are taken care of. Abby? Oh, could you pass me an emery board if there's one there, please? I've lost all my sanding blocks.
I don't know where there is one. It's not on the table anymore.
Okay, don't worry. That's gone away then, as well. Everything's running away for Christmas. Okay, so that's alright, we'll just carry on. Now, I'm going to get some of this lovely geometrics paper. And we're going to add on some of this. Now, actually, one of the things I like about this is it's actually paler. Okay? Because I think it's just going to lift the richer greens that are in here. And also, within the thing. This is why I always say try and tone rather than match. If you're matching, you can really set yourself up. Whereas if you're just toning different colours, you know, oh, it's greens, and that's okay, you know. So I'm actually gonna bring this down another strip. And we definitely don't need it to be anywhere near that long. I'm gonna go about there. Okay. And then back to our matte medium. I've got to be honest, one of the reasons I've made the strip narrow as well is I like these details here. And I don't want to cover them all up. Because let's face it, that's sort of the point of the catalyst papers, isn't it? To take a lot of the work out for you. So there we go. But you use your matte medium. There you go. And they both become one, as it were. Okay. Oh, that'll do lovely in a sec. Thank you very much. Okay. So, I'll tell you what, while we leave that to dry, I'm going to grab my Doodle art tub. Okay. And let's have a look and see what else is in here, because we could prep another page while we're waiting for that to dry. Oh, green and yellow. Seems like I'm having a bit of a phase at the moment. Okay, shall we go for that? for that birdie. Right, okay. So we're going to go for that bird. That's quite a real sort of multicoloured look, isn't it? So, tell you what, why don't we just really sort of mix it up and do this page as well. So let's get some more. Go to my catalyst paper folder. And I think this page here, I can't remember which set this was from. I think it's from set 2. And it's sort of like a real multicoloured looking catalyst paper. But what I've also done is on here is I've stamped a lot of the Doodle Art mandalas. I think that was when I was just showing you that you could also stamp on the catalyst papers when we first launched them. So I think that is really going to work. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get some scissors, actually, it'll be tidier. Let me just drop that down there. And then we'll do the same just outside that line, and that protects all of these bits for a future project. Okay. Hello everybody joining in. And then it's got that little hint of yellow as well. Absolutely brilliant. And that's one of those things, as I'm here with you, we might as well do a bit more. No. Actually, I'm going to do something different on this one because I want to show you something. I'm going to get... Here's my Doodle Art Bee. I've been looking for him. So there you go. Things don't run away. They just... I put them places. It's me. I know it's me. I'm going to get some book page. Okay. And then first of all, we're going to put some book page on this one. Okay, so put that down. Okay, and then I'm going to add quite a bit of collage medium to them. That. And then using my mini misters. Okay. Oh. I'm going to mist the back of this catalyst paper. Because you see, look, it sort of makes it translucent. And then when we put this on here, and we add our collage medium over the top. It has made it translucent. Okay, so where your catalyst paper is paler or white, it's made it translucent, so the book paper is coming through. So you can see that beneath the catalyst paper. So it's sort of giving you those two sections. The bird is from the Doodle Art Birds. Okay, let me just grab my brush again. We're going to go for the holes. This is one of these things, it is so much easier to do when your paper that you're putting on is still wet with collage medium or something like that. So I would advise you to do it sooner rather than later, putting your holes back in. Okay, the stuff around the edge is better off when you dry. Right, for example, so this bit's dry here. Emery board, because I can't find my sanding block. There you go, perfectly smooth edge. Okay. And it's not really dry yet, so it's not really gonna. Okay, so it's not about cutting it to the right size. It's like leaving it to dry and then just sanding it, and you get that perfect edge. And then you can go around the edges here with your Posca pen or a gold pen or something like that to create any other effects you want. Okay, but it means you get that perfectly clean and smooth edge. That's still a bit wet up the top there. Let's give it a go. And obviously, sanding around that round tab is so much easier than trying to cut something to perfectly match. Because even if you draw around it, it's not perfect. Okay. Who was it? Maggie Howard. So the Doodle bird I was showing you comes from this set here. So you've got another bird. There you've got a sunshine, a moon, a rainbow, and unlike other doodle art sets, this one also has some sentiments on it as well. So it really is like an all-in-one. You can, you know, with one stamp set, you can really sort of get started with it. So it is a really nice one. It's also our newest doodle art set, apart from our Christmas tree. But that's very, you know, occasion specific. A Christmas tree is occasion specific. It doesn't matter which way you swing it. But a bird, well then, bit more for any reason, for at any time, isn't it? Okay, so we've still got a little bit of collage medium on that, and because of the amount, because of the amount of water I've put on that in order to get the translucency, obviously it's going to take a little longer to dry. But you can see as it dries, a lot more of these colours are coming back because they're really wet, so they went very, very translucent. But you're getting that yellow, lovely yellow back. But you're not losing the book text from underneath, okay? And the same technique will work with pretty much all of the Catalyst papers. They will show up underneath if you get them wet first. It does make them slightly more delicate, so please be careful. But they're not as delicate as, for example, the stamping tissue or that sort of thing. They're not as delicate as that. They are a heavier duty Japanese rice paper, so they're quite weighty and forgiving, which is good. I need my craft things to be forgiving because, you know, I do test them. I'm testing. Sam would probably agree with that. Okay. So back to this page here, where we're using our dragonflies. Okay. So we've got 3 to choose from here. And I'm still not decided. Okay. So we'll carry on because I still don't know which one. And I'm going to add a little bit more onto this background. Okay, so I have got one of our Inkables big ones, and as you see, your Inkables big ones are actually really great for the pages of these. They sort of hang over the edge a bit, which is wonderful. And I'm going to bring in that Rustic Wilderness because I think as we've used that on the wings, that's probably going to be the best one to layer up. Okay, so I'm going to get my green blending brush and go on here. I'm just going to add this in in a few sections, but for me what's important is to go over both of the papers so that it ties the two together. I'm not saying in every section, but just in a couple of places, you know, make it so that they become one. All right, and then I'm going to grab some grit paste, and I'm going to go for something a bit finer with grit paste. So I'm going to go to, here we are, my Inkables tags. And we're going to do this lovely leafy tree, I think. I was thinking either that or one of these from, that's from tag set 6, or that one from tag set 4 with the butterfly on it. Oh, I'm thinking maybe this one with the butterfly on it now. What I might do is flip it over so that that big flower's on that corner. Okay, so I'm just going to flip that around. Now I think my collage medium is still tacky enough to hold that in place, but of course you can use a little bulldog clip on a couple of different sides just to hold it if you're nervous of moving it or anything like that. I'm going to get my little palette knife because it's quite small. Okay, and we're going to add a nice thin layer. Okay, because all of our Inkables, from the big ones, the grandes we were talking about earlier, right down to the tags and D'Inkables in terms of size, they're all made from the same 350 micron mylar, which is a great weight for embossing, adding texture paste, grit paste to. You know, so you'll get that definition if you just, for want of a better description, just fill it in. You don't have to leave loads of excess over the top. You'll get the definition you want if you just fill it in, which is great because it means you don't have to worry about wasting a load of your paste. I'll just work along, work it all in. Okay. It's really diddy, isn't it? Don't know where I got it from, no idea. Then we're going to lift that off. So you've got your flower up in that corner. Butterfly, very nice. I'm going to dunk that straight into my water. I'm actually going to bend it round so it'll all fit in. There we go. And then we can go on to our dragonfly. And I'm actually thinking that it might be this one. It's got a bit more of a white outline on the wing. And I'm just thinking that will sit on there really, really nicely. So I'm going to get my squeezy gel medium. And I'm going to sit that, and I'm not going to press it down too hard. I'm just going to sit him just about there. Maybe a little bit further down. And then for words, I'm actually going to go to Sam's Wordy stickers, and I'm going to go for, I'm going to see if I can find my just seeing. I'm looking for the B words in the black, if I can find them. Which I can't. I did go on a bit of a bee making. Oh, here we go. I was worried I'd put them somewhere else, because I'm hoping there might be something there. Sorry, I'm just looking. Okay. They are very bee-centric, Sam. I love it. But it's not what I'm looking for. Okay. Maybe word number 2. Here we go. So on word stickers 1 in the black, which is 1B, we're going to go for and I do like to put a little bit of matte medium underneath my wordy stickers just to make sure. It also means if you're not sure where you stick them, they're easy to take off for a minute. Aspire to inspire. I think that's cool. Then we'll just go over the top with a bit more matte medium. Okie dokie. I think this is coming together rather nice. Okay, so and then the only other thing I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to take my white pen and do a bit of a faux stitch around the edge. It's not dry enough around all the edges for me to do it yet, so I'm just going to do it around these 2 just to show you. Oh, it might be okay down here. And then, see, this is where it's up to you if you want to, you're going to add in the stitch around the tab, or are you going to just do it as a square page? You see, that's still a bit wet there, I think. So, yeah, the other one is going to need a little bit more drying time, but it is getting there. It is getting there. It's just not really ready for sanding just yet. But I think that is really pretty. And I'm actually really glad now that I didn't find my notebook, because it's made me pick up one of these fab MDF mini journals, because these are mini as well. We do bigger MDF journals, but if you were just starting out doing an MDF journal, I think these are really nice size to play with and just have some fun. All right then, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Sam has put on all the links for you, so please feel free to go and check those out. We are gonna, there's not really any days we're gonna stop posting. We are just gonna keep posting in terms of posting out parcels and stuff, so don't worry about that. If there was anything specific you needed, or you wanted to point a family member in our direction and you wanted us to give them some help, that's absolutely fine too. And we can keep doing vouchers. So if there's anything else you need, please let us know. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.